Ladies and gentlemen, we have a huge update on Jon Gruden. He is on the Saints practice field right now with his favorite quarterback, Derek Carr.
I told you, I got you.
Really saw things good today, man.
It'll be every day.
I want to wish you a happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
23 years old?
Yes, sir.
You're spending your birthday with me?
Absolutely.
I want that quarterback to show up on game day with a look in his eye like, hey, I'm going to play great today. We're going to shred you. We're going to get after your ass.
I want to go out there and do what you want.
Well, here's the thing. I want to do what you want.
Right.
You want to do what each other wants.
I can't express enough, how much I love, Coach Gruden. He's family to me. What he's meant to me in my career. Played my best football with him. Love him deeply like family. So, I can't express to you how much he means to me.
You're my kind of guy, man.
Appreciate that.
Maybe down the road we'll hook up soon.
Plus, some Saints star players are in the news right now. Preseason is less than a week away, and we will be live on this channel, WiFiWillie NFL, doing live play-by-play during the Saints game. Star edge rusher Cam Jordan had the day off today, but he had a little surprise on his day off, which is the fact that he has signed a 2-year contract extension with the New Orleans Saints, and it now looks like this guy is going to retire a New Orleans Saint. He has a really good chance at making the Hall of Fame. The Saints also got a huge bargain, a huge steal right here. This guy's extension is worth up to $27.5 million. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you telling me right now that you have one of the best edge defenders in the NFL for less than $15 million a year? That's a freaking steal. And this is just so cool to see. You don't see that anymore, where a guy is drafted by a team in 2011 with pick 24 in the first round, and then he stays on that team for the rest of his career and eventually retires with that same team. That is something so special that you do not see anymore, and it's happening right now to Cam Jordan. And we also now have an update on Alvin Kamara and his suspension. We know that Alvin Kamara went out there and met with Roger Goodell, which is actually pretty crazy. He took the initiative and decided to meet with Roger Goodell to try to nip this in the bud, and it actually worked out for him. He got suspended for only 3 games due to his personal conduct at the Pro Bowl in 2022 in Las Vegas. I don't know what it is about Las Vegas, but there's always people getting in trouble in Las Vegas, regardless of what team you're in. And there were some people missing at practice. Head coach Dennis Allen talked about the fact that Michael Thomas was not at practice, but it was just a predetermined rest day. He was not injured at all. Michael Thomas is still good to go, but James Hurst, Andreas Pete, and Calvin Throckmorton and Cam Jordan were also off, but Jordan's day off was also a vet day off. But there was somebody who did not have a day off who was right there at training camp all day today with the New Orleans Saints, and that is none other than Jon Mother-effing Gruden back on the football field hanging out with Derek Carr, wearing a little different uniform than before. He's got a Saints t-shirt and a Saints cap, but he still has his playbook and he's ready to go. And this is so crazy because this is not just a one-day thing. We know Jon Gruden was at practice earlier this year, and we didn't really know if he was going to come back. He was kind of in the air a little bit. Austin Carr, Derek Carr's nephew, did allude to the fact that Gruden was going to keep helping Carr out.
It's not the last you're going to see of Jon in New Orleans. He'll for sure come back and help Derek pretty often, from what I'm hearing.
But we didn't know he was going to go straight up back on the football field with the Saints at training camp, and that is exactly what happened. Jon Gruden is going to be there for the whole entire weekend, helping out, just observing. He is not paid. It is non-paid. He is just there being a consultant. And if you're a Raiders fan like me who really liked Jon Gruden, was super disappointed about the hit job that happened to him, it does hurt to see this, but I am so happy that this guy is back on the football field hanging out with Pete Carmichael right there, the current offensive coordinator. And it's just so funny to see him there with that Saints t-shirt. Years ago, we would have never ever pictured this. And he just looks so happy that he's still able to be out there and be a part of the game. It was really messed up that they took that game away from him because everybody knows how much he loves it. And the big question is he just gonna only be there for this weekend and not come back? Is this gonna turn it into some kind of long-term role? This is the question that's out there. And you see him there, focused right there, watching Derek Carr throw some passes. And I'm just looking at Jon Gruden. I'm seeing him on the football field. I'm seeing him in a Saints uniform working with Derek Carr. I don't know how you keep this guy away. I don't know how you keep him out of the building. I have a good feeling here in my stomach, in my heart, in my gut, that I think Jon Gruden's going to be working with the Saints for a little bit.
You know, there's not a role that we have for him. He loves football. He loves being around.
There's not a role for him. He just loves football. And you see head coach Dennis Allen here trying to downplay Jon Gruden's participation with the Saints. And that's because Jon Gruden has his lawsuit right now in the background. And his argument is that Roger Goodell in the NFL had an orchestrated attempt to get him out of the league. So he kind of has to lay low and have a non-paid role while this lawsuit continues. And here's the kicker. And here's why I think Gruden could be around a little longer than we realize, is because he's asked directly by Nick Underhill, I believe. Do you expect Gruden to be here around October, November?
Yeah, look, I think we're getting out ahead of ourselves. I mean, he'll be here for, I think, 3 days. Just watching.
And you see Dennis Allen playing it cool. He's just going to be here for 3 days. We're getting a little too far ahead of ourselves, but he did not deny or confirm that Gruden may be around popping in the building in October and November during the regular season. And you got other people claiming that they saw Jon Gruden at the airport, and based on how this guy's dressed, I know this is Gruden, and you see him with this fat playbook right here. Raiders versus Titans in 2019. And like we showed you a little earlier, he's got that little playbook here while he's talking to Derek Carr. I don't think Jon Gruden is just making a comment here and there when he's bringing out his whole entire freaking Webster's dictionary of plays. And keep this in mind too, this was not Derek Carr's doing to bring Jon Gruden there. Yes, he had a say. Yes, he said he likes the guy, but Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael went out of their way to go and grab Jon Gruden and get his consulting. And that makes sense because Dennis Allen is a defensive-minded coach and Pete Carmichael doesn't have a big ego. He even rejected an interview for the head coaching job of the Saints after Sean Payton left. This guy really doesn't mind collaborating with someone else and getting their input and letting them do what they do best, which is be an offensive mind in the NFL. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled and see if Jon Gruden could possibly be a ghost play caller this year for the Saints. I really hope this dude is on the sideline during preseason. And it's just such a match made in heaven. Everything happening right now for the Saints. Cam Jordan getting extended, gonna retire a Saint. Alvin Kamara being able to play this year. And then you got Jon Gruden working with Derek Carr and Michael Thomas talking about the fact that he recruited Derek Carr to join this team. And they have high aspirations this year and they think they could do something real special this year.
Ultimately, he wants to win a Super Bowl and he wants to be Hall of Famer and be that top quarterback in this league. So he has to have the right supporting cast to be able to do that. And I just told him how close our group was as a receiver group, how much talent we have, and how if we plug him in, how much success we could create.
And it's just so funny at practice, man, to see Gruden in the background right here while they're running plays. You see the dude there. And while Carmichael's talking to the guys, you see Gruden right there staring with his arms crossed. Oh my goodness, he's back on the football field. I'm gonna need some more videos, by the way, New Orleans Saints, man. I want to see this in 4K right now. I didn't even know what to say in this video. I'm just on cloud nine and I'm just so happy that this is happening because I really thought it was over for Gruden. After that happened, I really thought I would never see him on an NFL football field again. I thought he was just going to be screwed over for life, but it really seems like he's making headway with his legal challenges, and it really does seem like he could be back in the NFL again, and it's not over for Jon Gruden. It's not finished yet. And maybe that's my own fault, because I should have believed that Jon Gruden would find a way to claw and fight his way back in the league, but I'm just so happy right now, man. Let me know how you feel about this in the comments below. And like I said earlier, we're going to go live on this channel for Saints games and some other NFL games around the world. This Saturday, August 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Central time, we are going to be checking out the Saints versus the Chiefs here live on this channel, doing play-by-play and reaction. I'm going to be stoked to watch Jake Haener, Fresno State alum. That's going to be badass. And I hope you guys join me here on this channel. So peace out, everybody, and I hope you have a good one.